Hello and welcome to the Fairy Coach Tarot channel. My name is Raquel. Thank you for being here. Today is Monday, and I bring you another interactive tarot reading, a pick a deck, where we're going to look at work and career, so professional life. What is the guidance from spirit? What are the signs? Remember that the tarot, how we use it in this video, is not predictive. It is divination in that we talk with the divine, we get messages from spirit, and we get guidance. So it tells you where to look at, right? And the guidance, and it's asking you also some reflective questions, but it's pointing out at what's going on and what messages does a spirit want to bring you. So it's interactive. You will pick the deck or the fairy that calls you. And then we're going to look at the main message for your professional life, as well as what challenges or opportunities there are at this time, and what are the next steps that are recommended. All right. So let's get started. First, we settle in a comfortable position, right? In a place where you're going to be undisturbed, or you're going to be able to connect with this video, even though we are not in the same physical place. So I start by rolling my shoulders back, moving gently the neck from back to front, from side to side. And then we take a deep inhale together, in through the nose. Hold for a couple of seconds and gently exhale, elongating that exhale. Now pick your fairy, the blue, the yellow, or the purple, or the deck. We have three very different decks, and they are also three different sizes, from smallest, medium to large. Ready? We're gonna get started with the blue fairy. All right, we move them a little bit, wake them up, and we set the intention. Please give us guidance for our work, career, projects, professional life, and a prayer of protection we ask in love, in light, for our highest good. And so it is. All right. Mm. Wow, three cards came out all at once. Look at this, the main message. All right, now let's go for obstacles, challenges that can become opportunities, and the recommended next step. All right. So let's begin with the main message. Let's turn them as they came out, and look at this. Two major arcana supporting the Queen of Wands. So we double knock when it's major arcana because it's also major message. But remember, right now, they are the supportive cards because the main message comes from this Queen of Wands, right? This feminine energy, fire element that it is Wands, right? And the Queen of Wands is telling you that right now, towards your professional life and the work or any projects that you have, you need to be more intentional and nurturing, right? So it's picking up that one, that it is your intention, and make choices, take steps in an intentional manner, at the same way that you nurture those projects, you nurture your work, right? So by being intentional, what is this queen saying? So have a very specific goal, right? Know what it is that you want out of your professional life or career right now. So be specific, even if you want to start mapping those SMART goals, right? Putting SMART goals down, making them specific, measurable, attainable, time bound, all those things are important. So that's what we mean by being intentional. So Make sure that you know what is it that you want out of your professional life. What is it that you would like, right? Be as specific as you can. What it is that you want to do, who is it that you want to serve, right? So make it very specific, be very intentional. Then nurture it. Remember, this is a queen. Queen is that feminine energy that nurtures and helps things thrive, right? You take care of it, you give it tender, loving care, right? So it's the same thing. Be intentional with what you want, with where you're going, care for it, right? And how is the moon supporting that? So the moon is a major arcana, right? And the moon is a big reflector of energy, right? It reflects the light of the sun in the real world. The moon heightens anything that's going on. If we are sad, if we are chaotic inside, or if we are happy, whatever it is, it heightens it. So here, the moon is saying, when you take these intentional steps, you nurture it, what you want is going to grow, right? A new path is going to move forward. You are going to be able to see what new steps, right? So as you become intentional and you start nurturing those first steps, a new road is going to appear for you. You're going to be more intuitive in what steps to take next. And whatever it is that you want is going to start seeing how do you call it? It's going to start appearing more and more, right? So you're going to be able to get more of a clear picture of where you're going. Now, the world is adding to all of this, saying as you take those steps forward after you become intentional and nurturing, then a new phase is going to come out. So something is going to close, right? To leave space for something else. So, either by doing the work of being intentional, caring, and taking steps forward, what's going to end up happening energetically is that you are going to close a cycle, right? And that cycle could be that you are entering to get into a new job, to get into a new position. It's going to change you by being intentional, by nurturing your project, by being very focused, as I say, those smart goals, and then taking steps. What's going to happen is that the road starts appearing, things start manifesting more, and then energetically you're going to close a cycle because you're opening up a new one. And that could mean a new work, new project, or even you will have change through this. All right. Now, what challenges can become opportunities here? And we have another major arcana. We have the Emperor, so another major arcana. So, what the emperor is telling you is mostly it is about creating a good structure for what it is that you want, right? So, laying right now, excuse me, the the foundation for your goals. So that's an opportunity that you have, right? So instead of just being carried over by the final thing that you want, right? It is laying down this structure, this foundation, right? It's what's a challenge, but it's also an opportunity. So make sure you're laying down a good foundation, right? So don't start the house from the roof. Start it slow and build it up, right? And what is the next step that is recommended? The next step recommended here, we have the Five of Cups, right? This is really letting go of things that right now take your energy away from what's important, right? Making sure that you are focusing on your goals and not on things that are taking your energy out of it. So, this could be your personal life or something that's not going well. So, it's saying, the next step right now, focus on your work, focus on your project, focus on those goals that you have, right? And do not get distracted by other things that may not be working like you want. So let's put it all together. Right now, the tarot recommends that you are intentional and nurturing towards what you want professionally. If you want something to happen, you have to be very intentional and very nurturing, right? As you narrow down into specific goals, then you will see that the path starts appearing. You become more intuitive about what the next steps are. And all of this will bring you to close a phase energetically that will allow for either a new job to come in or a new position, but it will change you once you start focusing on your work and being more intentional. The challenge that you're facing, that's also an opportunity, it is that it is laying down a good foundation and a good structure for your professional career. So make sure that the foundation is built, right? What do you think is a good foundation or structure for your profession right now? Once you have your goal, if it is going up in your company, right? Um, then what are the steps to go to the next position, to go up in that hierarchy in your company? If it is that you have your own business, what is the foundation, the basic steps that you have to take care of, right? So knowing all of that. Now, the next steps forward here, the spirit of the Five of Cups is telling you, all right, you may be focusing on things right now that are taking your energy away from what's important. So focus on your career, right? Focus on those goals. Do not waste energy on other things. All right. I hope you enjoyed your reading today. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this message. There may be somebody who needs to hear it. And remember, this is a general reading. If you want a personal tarot session with me, you can book one through my website or my Gumroad storefront, as well as to get a pre-recorded reading sent directly to your email. All right. And if you have any questions about how I can accompany you in your path with my cards and also with coaching techniques, just reach out. All right. Now let's look at the yellow fairy. All right. For those of you who picked the yellow fairy and this deck, let's move them around a little bit and set the intention. Please give us a message, guidance for our career, professional life, projects, and work. And we ask in love and light for our highest good. All right. What's the main message? Comes with one card. What are the challenges and opportunities that we are facing now? And what are the next steps we are recommended to take? All right, so very straightforward. We got the one card for each. So let's see the main message. And who answers? Oh, Major Arcana, the Lovers. Look what a beautiful card answers our call as the main message for our work life. And what is the Lovers all around about? The Lovers is a Major Arcana card. And the Lovers, yes, it is love energy, right? And sometimes when we think about love energy or the lover's card, automatically we think about romantic or intimate relationships, right? That after all, this is what it's any love, the perfect idea of love comes. But here, the lovers is telling you something else towards your work and career. First of all, yes, that you need to love what you're doing, right? So if you are in a job where you feel stuck, or if you are doing a project that does not excite you, that you do not love, that is not going to infuse things to happen. So, first thing is put your love energy into what it is that you want, right? Just like the other deck was telling us to be um, intentional with what we want, the lovers is asking you what it is that you love doing. what it is that you want your profession, your career to be, what it is that you love about it, right? And pour your love into it. Not only that, the lovers used to be the choice card. And the lovers also points out to m- making choices from love, right? So allowing that love energy to guide you, and that is to guide you towards the type of job you want, towards the guide you towards the projects, right? And to say to yourself, do I love doing this, right? If the answer is no, that's not the path, right? Do I love staying in this company? Am I going to love being here? No, that's not the right way. So remember, feeling excited, feeling love energy, that it's not necessarily the same as loving a person, but that excitement, that joy, right? Allow this to be what's your GPS, right? To determine if you stay in this job, if you find another job, if you accept a project, right? Make it be that love is guiding the way and the choices you make. Now, what challenges that are opportunities that we have? And here we have the Five of Pentacles. All right, that's an energy of a five. Um, Fives are changes, things that are not completely balanced, right? And Pentacles, um, earth element. So that's resources, physical things, right? So, what is this Five of Pentacles telling us out of the challenges or opportunities that we face? And the Five of Pentacles points out a lot to our attitude or the way attitude, mindset, right? That's the energy we bring ourselves through our thoughts, through how we approach something. So the Five of Pentacles is asking you to vibrate on the same frequency as what it is that you want, right? So if you have a scarcity mindset, if you are very pessimistic, right? If you only see problems but not solutions, all of that is a challenge right now. So, being able to change that mindset, to change that attitude, right? To not focus on the problems but focus on the solutions. Instead of pessimistic, be optimistic, right? So, anything that takes us makes that your own vibration higher, and then making choices out of love. This is the main advice of these two cards together right now. And what is the next step to take, right? And this is the Nine of Cups. Look at a beautiful card and how they depicted it here, right? So the Nine of Cups, now here we have water element, right? The cups and emotions. And the nine is success, is almost getting to that 10 of cups, right? So the nine is success. You see how they depict a woman heavily pregnant, seems all about giving birth. So this is what the Nine of Cups is telling us, right? So by changing your mindset, by making choices out of love, and by focusing on what it is that you are creating, what it is that you want. So instead of focusing on the past, on what's not going well, on what has not worked, or on anything negative, focus really on what you want, right? So it's that visualization of things that you want to happen, the type of job that you want, the type of life that you want. It's focusing on your whys, right? Why are you doing this? Why it is that this job is important? Why is that project is important? Focus on your whys right now. Change a mindset, change the attitude, and make choices out of love. Ask yourself, do I love doing this? Is this the right choice? Do I love this choice? If it's no, it's not the right path for you at this time. All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Please give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this message. There may be somebody who needs to hear it. Remember, this is a general message for the collective, even if it's interactive. So, in order for us to look more in depth at your particular situation, reach out. I can answer any questions or make an appointment for you for a private tarot session online with me, either by phone or video call. Or you can go to my website or my storefront and either book your private session or get a pre recorded reading. Now, let's look at this purple fairy. All right. This is the larger deck, and this is such a sweet, loving deck, and you'll see why. As somebody who is a big animal lover, that I'm a huge animal and nature lover, and that's where I find I feel at home among the trees and the wildlife. I grew up in a beautiful valley in the mountains in Europe, and I love the mountains and forests. And this deck is all about that. And you'll see it's very beautiful. One of my favorites, but again, I have a lot of favorites. So let's set that intention for these cards. Please give us guidance and advice for our work, career, professional life. What obstacles, opportunities are there, and what is the next step forward in love, in light for our highest good. And so it is. All right, let's go with the main message. Now, the challenge or obstacle that can be an opportunity. Ooh. This deck is quite large, so it makes it sometimes a little bit more challenging to shuffle. All right, and now what is the next step forward? All right, and here we got two cards. Okay, we honor any card that wants to come out. All right, what's the main advice? Who answers the call? And this is the Eight of Pentacles. Now you see why it's a sweet card. It all depicts wildlife, right, and nature. It's absolutely stunning. All right, so what is the Eight of Pentacles? What is the message and the guidance that the Eight of Pentacles tells us the main advice towards our professional life right now? And the Eight of Pentacles is the earth element, but it is a card of encourage us to keep working at it. So to not give up and to put effort. So right now, the Eight of Pentacles says, keep going, right? Do not give up on your dreams, but also work hard on that, on those dreams that you want. So it's not a card of planning or strategizing or, writing down your SMART goals. It is a card that says, really work at it, right? Think of anyone who you admire right now professionally, right? You admire what they've done, you admire where they are at, right? And because of the times we live with social media, sometimes we see the results, right? Where what they have done. Or but we do not realize all the work, sweat and tears sometimes that somebody has put into their project, into making things happen, into getting those college degrees, into working at odd hours, into everything that has or if not a college degree, whatever it has been, but that effort. So the Eight of Pentacles is encouraging you to keep going, but really to put effort and work into your goals, right? It's not only about talking about it or making plans, it's actually being consistent doing the work. All right. And what are the obstacles or challenges that can become opportunities? And answers the Three of Wands. And the spirit of this card is one that all right, has set an intention, has chosen their path, and again, it's time to walk it. So the Three of Wands sometimes can tell us that perhaps we we wanted to do this job or we wanted this, but we are confused about doing something else. And this Three of Wands as a challenge right now that tells you it's an opportunity, it is really make a choice. Make a choice of what it is that you want and where are you going, right? So stop being distracted. Oh, or maybe I should do this, or maybe I should try this other. No, no. Stay focused on what it is, on one thing. Choose that one thing, make it your intention, and then work at it, right? That's the main advice. So, what are the choices in front of you right now, right? So, what are the things that excite you work wise, right? So, and then start saying which one is the one you're going to pick and stick with it, right? And this card would ask you, what is the effort and constant work I can do? How can I stay motivated to work at it right now? All right. So, and what is the next step recommended by the tarot? And we have the Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Arrows. All right. So the Four of Pentacles answers the call, and the Queen of Arrows, that it will be the Queen of Swords in traditional tarot. It is supporting this main message. So the Four of Pentacles, right, is a card of security, of holding tight sometimes, and what is the advice it brings us right now? That the important thing, the next step to take is to create security around what the project that you're working on or your work career. So create that security, create steps that very similar to what the emperor told us before, that it is create structure, create security. Right now you need security. So focus on the first step on security, that your job is secure or the career that you choose is secure. But creating security is very important right now. And the Queen of Arrows, that it is this queen that is very intellectual, very good with her words, right? Is telling you, yes, create security, make sure to be discerning, right? Not to allow right now emotions to come in the way. So let's say, for example, there is a project or a career that sounds very nice. You're romanticizing what it is. Ask yourself, will this create security for my life, right? So be discerning, be practical as you nurture your projects or the career that you want and you work at it. Be practical, create that security. All right, let's take a quick recap. All right. So the main message is to work hard right now towards your job. It is not about planning, strategizing, or romanticizing anything, but actually putting the effort down, right? So how can you stay motivated um, towards what you want? The challenge, obstacle that can become an opportunity right now is not to get distracted. So make a choice of what it is that you want to do and stick with it, right? Be intentional, stick with it, and work hard at it. Now, the first steps moving forward would be to create security and stability. Make sure that what you're choosing is something that creates this security in your life. Use your discernment, use your rationale, your logic, your practicality. Do not make decision based on emotions. All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Please give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, all right, and share this video. There may be somebody who needs to hear these messages. And when you subscribe, make sure you get the notifications, as we have daily shorts, right? And besides the daily shorts, we have something for almost every day of the week. So Sundays, we have that energy forecast um, for the coming week. On Mondays, like today, we have professional tarot, like work and career tarot. On Tuesday, we have love and relationships. On Wednesdays, we do not do tarot, we do oracle card messages. We have a pick a pile of different oracles. And on Thursdays, we look at the chakras. We do a chakra reading, right? And on Fridays, we look at the weekend messages. It's all interactive tarot. So, please subscribe, get those notifications so you know when the videos are coming. And once again, if you want a private session with me to really look at your particular situation, there is something for every budget, right? And we have different offerings. So it can be either a live tarot session that can be done remotely from anywhere, and it can be done either phone, video, or even chat if you want. And I have three options. One is the quick check-in of 15 minutes, the sweet spot at 30 minutes, or the in-depth session at 1 hour, right? If that doesn't work for you, we also have pre-recorded readings. It can be in a video format like this one, or audio format if you prefer, right? So you can download it and keep looking at it. All right. So I hope you have a fantastic day, a gentle week ahead, and brightest blessings your way.